Greetings. Welcome to Karen Hope's 15 Minutes of Solid Inspiration Weekly Review. This is our very first video. The very first video of many more weekly reviews to come. Yes, thank you for being here. Now, this channel is dedicated to going over each episode of my podcast, Karen Hope's 15 Minutes of Solid Inspiration, which I publish daily. Actually, this week marked my 83rd episode. Now, what we're going to be doing is because there's so many episodes that occurred before this channel, before I put this channel together, what we're going to do is start with episode 75, and then we're going to end this week, this review, with 81, and then next Sunday we'll start with the one that I published today, produced and published today. Okay, and that's what we're going to do, and we'll be doing that every Sunday. I'm so excited, y'all. And it's just in case you missed an episode, and more than likely that's the case because I just started this, but I have to start somewhere, right? And also, and for those who did hear it, we're part of the inspiration and would like to be, recap or review or go back and hear something again. Every single link, because the podcast is available on 8 different links, and every single link is available in the description box below. Please click on it and join me. It will be fun to catch up or hear some episodes before we meet again next Sunday. Right now, and please, regarding the podcast, please like and share and follow. You know what I'm saying? But for the YouTube channel, for this channel, like, subscribe, comment. Change that notification button to a different color. What is it? Red to gray, right? Or is it gray to red? Red to gray. Change that color for me, please. And again, please comment, because this podcast review is for the both of us. It's for us all, right? I say the both of us like I'm talking to you individually. I like for it to feel that way, though. So I hope that I can come across that way. But don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to comment, because it's about us. And so that way I can cater the channel to you. And so we can vibe together long distance. And let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm so nervous. I'm a ball of nerves right now. I don't know if I want to say nervous, but I am overly excited to do this. Just so many things in my heart and my spirit right now, my soul, leading me to believe that this is probably the most exciting thing I've ever done in my life. And I've published 2 books. Manny's World Publications. 2 books. One called Overcomer. The other one's called, it's a part of a series called Glow. It's going to be a series of books called Glow. And that there is on Amazon Kindle, as a matter of fact. So you can go and check that out every once in a while too. And maybe the next episode I will have those links in the description box below, so you can check that out too. But also, please consider being a monthly supporter of the channel. There in the podcast links below, there are supporter buttons that you can click on, and we have monetary amounts of 99 cents, $4.99, and $10.99. And I do want to say, if I may stress, the 99-cent blessing is just like the $10.99. No, I don't shake a stick at that, because it's 99 cents closer to some more lighting for this channel, or a better place to record from, because right now I'm at the kitchen table. But we have to start with what we have. We start with what we have, right? And that's with some confidence. We have to have that. Okay, so again, thank you for being here, and let's keep moving forward together. We're going to start with Sunday, September the 20th. That episode was titled Surrender is Not as Bad as It Sounds. So And I do want to say quickly, if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my screen because there's a lot of notes here that I have to refer to. So, and I don't want to lose my place. It's easy to lose your place when you like to talk like me. Yeah, but this episode really resonated with me, and if you heard it, I don't doubt it resonated with you either. But just talking right now in this review, I'm sure it will resonate as well. I'm gonna say again though, right quick, please forgive me if I stumble or if I get a little tongue-tied. I am a bundle of excitement right now. I'm not gonna say nerves. I'm not gonna put that on myself, but I am excited. I want to do a good job. Basically, it's what I want to do. I want you to understand how much this is important to me, and I really want you to receive it as yours, because it's yours. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you, and I'm so excited. But sharing and receiving good vibes, and it's long freaking distance. I'm going to say that again, like social distancing at its best, right? And it's grounding also to know that we don't need to know each other to share with each other and grow through each other and care for each other, right? So it's an adventure. My middle name is Adventure. It's Hope, really, but if it wasn't Hope, it would be Adventure. Yeah, but let's keep going, or I'll sit here for 30 minutes and talk about adventure. It's easy for me. Okay, so moving forward in a positive manner. Yes, surrender. This is what we talked about. We talked about that it takes a healthy sense of surrender and confidence to give everything over to God, right? And because we're talking about God. See, we can surrender to our desires. We can surrender to our worldly desires, and that surrender is not good. So right now we're focusing on God. So that's why I say we have to have a healthy sense of surrender. He is our healthy sense of surrender and confidence. And that's healthy sense of confidence is not that big old ugly ego that sometimes we work from. I was working from ego when I thought that I couldn't do this. I was working from ego, and not a big inflated ego, but a deflated ego, to think that I wasn't able to do this. I had to get a healthy sense of confidence to be able to, and a healthy sense of surrender to be able to let all of those lies about myself go. I had to let it go, right? And that's what we have to do. We have to surrender to be in God's will. And that's what we discussed. That's why we want to do that. We want to always be in God's will, in His grace and His mercy. And we get it all the time, but we want it to be like on purpose. That's so serious, right? And it's the critical reason. It's really critical reason. There I go again. It's the only way we can let go of our worries and our anxieties and our stress. That's what holds us back. It causes us to demonstrate self-sabotaging behaviors, and we lean on self-doubt, and we hold ourselves back. We have to surrender that all out. We have to surrender it all, and get that balance in our lives that we need. And you know what, y'all? If we need to let go of the things that we convinced ourselves was our truth, right? But I'm going to say something, and I'm going to tell you, if it hurts us, it's not our truth. If it holds us back, it's not our truth. If it makes us scared and doubt ourselves, it's not our truth. It's not. We need to give that to God and receive what He says about us. And He always says that we're victorious and blessed. We're victorious and blessed and healed, right? We're teachers. We're His own. We're His own. And it takes surrender to believe that. It takes surrender to believe that he's working in our lives, and also, most importantly, feel that he's working in our lives. Because what is the key to everything? We get what we feel. We feel like he's not there. He'll be all around us. He'll be showing us things, slap us in the face with blessings, and we still won't believe it because we don't have the confidence to. We haven't surrendered to believe him. God is true to his word. He's not true to us. See, that's the most important thing to remember, and that's a good thing because he doesn't lie. He doesn't lie. And it's a very wonderful position to be in, and a feeling to feel when we start to realize that he is working. We feel that he's working in every season in our lives and other people's lives too, right? So let's just mosey on over to Monday, September 21st. That episode was titled Teach One, Reach One. That, by the way, is an African proverb. It's a very, very important proverb. It tells a lot. You teach one, you reach one. And in this episode, we continued our talk about learning how surrender. How we need to surrender, and, listen to this, cheerfully. We can't go surrendering, kicking and screaming. That defeats the purpose, right? And and that way we can learn and actually understand the lessons we're being taught in life. We can imitate things, we can imitate feelings, and we can mock feelings, and we can ape feelings, but that doesn't mean that we literally know them. We need to surrender to be able to understand what we are learning, and that brings us to a proper place of balance when we understand what we're learning about ourselves, about the world, about God, about vibes, about confidence, about ego, about all those things. It brings us balance. And it also teaches us that through our life experiences, good and bad, all of them, every single one of those experiences have brought us to be a good teacher. We can tell somebody about that and be confident in what we're saying because we went through it. We went through it. We're not in it. We went through it. Understand? That makes us good teachers. We all have something valuable to share about how to get through this life more easily. And maybe I should change this, because I will change that. I'll retract that easily word, because life is not easy. It's hard. It's challenging. But we can help each other get through it more comfortably with what we can teach each other. We can. This is the truth. And, and we see it sometimes, like in privileged people, people that have wealth and seemingly have everything in the world. But, it doesn't mean a thing if they're not balanced, That money, prestige, fame, it means nothing. Actually, it probably throws a person more off balance, because they have distractions. They have things to distract them, more things, shiny things, sparkly things. And they're not able to focus on what the issue or the problems are in their life, right? And, more options support more problems. And I'm going to tell you, we can just go to our regular selves, regular Mary, regular Joe. And think about yourself in the grocery store. You're hungry. You go into the grocery store and you want something good to eat. You go in there, all these options, and all you need is a loaf of bread, some peanut butter, some jelly. You go in there, so many options, you forget that you go in there to get something to eat really quickly. You probably leave out of the store with something you don't even want, and you're still hungry. Still hungry. That's what balance brings us. We have a good understanding of what's really going on, and sometimes all those options are distractions. And that's what I've learned. That's what I've been learning in life, and we have to keep in mind our experience is like that experience that I've had. It's what God has seen fit to bring to us. And that is what makes us excellent teachers. To reach one, to teach one, to reach one. We have value. We have value. You are important. And I believe it. That's why I'm talking about it today. So don't be afraid to teach, y'all. Don't be afraid to teach. You can and you will help someone. Now let's move on to Tuesday. Y'all, I'm telling you about Tuesday, September 22nd. That day, y'all go back in your mind and tell me if you felt the same way I did. It was the autumn equinox. There was some kind of galactical shift. Swear to goodness. I was thrown completely off. My head was all wonky and, I felt kind of weak. I was like, oh my God, what is going on today? To find out that it was the autumn equinox, and oh my, it was a time. But we're going to go to that day, September 22nd, that day you probably weren't feeling good, just like I wasn't feeling good. And that day we talked about self-understanding. Self-understanding. Yes. Let's keep going, because I thought about something. We're not going to go there. I was going to talk about the autumn equinox, but we're not going to go into all that. That has nothing to do with the podcast. I have to have some discipline. Let's keep going. In this episode, we went from being teachers to having good understanding, but not general understanding like, 2 + 2 is 4, or the sky is blue, or rain is wet. And believe it or not, some people will argue that. They will argue that rain is wet. I've had that discussion before. Also that notion that we've always learned, like things like to get respect, you have to give it. Those things, we all know those kind of understandings though, right? They're like drilled into us from the time we're born till we leave this life. But we're not going to focus on general understanding. We're going to focus on what we don't talk about too much, and that's having a healthy sense of self-understanding, knowing who we are. So we actually can believe in ourselves, in the things that we are meant to do. Like making videos on YouTube to inspire. If I wouldn't have never let that go, I wouldn't be doing this. And I'm really enjoying myself. I would be missing out on an experience, maybe of a lifetime. So we need to really, really always be confident and move forward. And so we can effectively reach others and help them believe the same things we believe about ourselves. We should be believing these things. And help each other share human experiences and how we survive this life. Like I said, in the most comfortable way. Not the easiest way, but the most comfortable way. So let's right now keep going on to Wednesday. But I don't want to move on without saying, remember, if we understand ourselves better, we can understand others better, and then life gets better. It does. Wednesday, September 23rd. This episode was titled, Increase Starts with Balance. Now, I really don't need to introduce this episode because the title speaks for itself, but let's keep going into some detail, shall we? Okay. In this episode, I talked about the balance that we need, seek, and get is not only for our peace. It's not only for our peace. It's for something else. It urges us to pray. It urges us to pray, which we should do all the time. The Word of God says without ceasing, but I know what it really means. I think that it means every time we think about it. Yeah. And we should start with asking God to help us be more balanced and grounded and solid and encouraged. And that balance, it prompts us to be mindful and to take care of our minds and our spirit and our soul so we can be confident to go to the only source that our increase comes from, where it grows from, where it flows from. I will say in every episode, I will not introduce anything that I'm doing with my podcast or this channel without giving God all the glory, because He is where our help comes from. It's not time to be preaching. It's just time to appreciate, recognize, and acknowledge who He is. You know, God is in our lives every day, all the way. He's building us up from the inside out so we can see our growth on the outside. He does that. And remember, y'all, again and again, I will say, we will never get good if we don't feel good. And we can't get good and feel good without God in our life to guide us to an increase of faith. We need our faith to continuously grow, and our belief to continuously grow first. And then, and that way, our come up will always be a come up. It'll stay a come up, because sometimes if we don't do it without God, our come up always ends up being a let down. It does. Now here we go to Thursday, September 24th. This episode was titled, Start with a Genuine Smile. Oh, that smile. In this episode, we keep the flow going from increasing our vibration to saying that increasing our vibration in turn increases our good feelings, and that way we're able to manifest good things. And we're also able to stay focused on keeping our vibration increased. It's easy for it to be brought down by some, like a Debbie Downer or some bad news, or it's easy to feel like life is happening to us instead of for us. So easy to feel that way. We have to stay balanced. We have to stay focused, and we have to believe, and it starts with a smile. I mentioned that even cranky people, think about this. Someone could be super cranky, and you can kind of poke them a little bit and try to make them giggle, and they're going to giggle and they'll laugh for like 3 seconds. They can't help it. A smile does what it does. They might go back to cranky, but a smile does what it does. It kicks some stuff off and some positive things. And we want to always be smiling, but specifically on the inside. We don't always have to be smiling on the outside, but on the inside, because it's vital. It's vital to creating a flow of many good opportunities that we can invite in with good energy. And we invite opportunities to come in with a smile and good vibes and good energy, right? Remember, y'all, keep smiling, no matter what. On the inside, smile, okay? But even if it feels like you need to smile on the outside, that's good too, because it looks good on you. It looks great on you, and it feels good to everyone that sees it. It does. Now, here we go to Friday. Friday, my day, September 25th. This episode was titled, Get Yourself Some New Walking Shoes. This episode was kind of fun. Now I'll go down like this episode and the following episode. Don't go listen to them. I like these. I enjoy doing this podcast. I enjoy doing them all. But this one was really fun. In this episode, we went from, making sure that, the things we desire bring us a smile. We should want everything that we desire to make us smile, specifically on the inside, remember? And how, metaphorically speaking, we talked about that we don't want to change into something new, then throw on some old busted up shoes. This was the analogy. Visualize yourself so we could be more clear. Okay? And I just want to say this is because if we're being suited with a new life, we don't want to have the same walking shoes on, right? It just doesn't go together. It doesn't go together. It's not cute either. See yourself in a new outfit. See yourself in a new outfit, suited up very nicely, you're going somewhere nice. And then you go into your closet and you go digging and digging, and you pull out some busted old shoes, you throw it on with your outfit. I don't even have to go any further. Yeah, you see that? It's just not gonna work. So remember, y'all, a new walk requires some new walking shoes. Now, let's walk on over to yesterday, Saturday, September 26th. Now, like I said, I enjoyed this episode too, because I had a little fun with the title. It was blah, blah, blah. And this episode flowed a little differently than usual because, the title seemed to be a little out of sorts and character. But you know what, y'all? Blah, blah, blah. I meant it. I meant all of it. I meant what I said, and that attitude and that tone. I meant all of it, because after talking about getting some new walking shoes yesterday, I talked about how in this episode and that episode, that the reasons that we have not to put on those new shoes and to have these negative reasons not to walk positively, walk to a new place, in a new direction, with new perspective. When all those excuses not to, blah, 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 it's crap. It's not even bull crap, it's people crap. Ew. People crap. It sends the universe mixed signals or no signals, and then how does the universe support us then, y'all? How can it support us when it doesn't even know what we want? Because we don't even know what we want. Can't support a thing. And we determine that all with our attitude and our mood and our choices and our decisions, but we have to be balanced with them, and it all works together. So, and I also emphasize that until we learn not to deny our authentic selves and our feelings, to get clear, definite messages about our life, we have to stay connected to God. Well, maybe I should just say what the message is right quick, and then we can just go further. Only with God's help can we change. And it's for His glory, but it's for our highest good. See, we can't make God any better or greater. He's the greatest. But it is for His glory, like I said, to recognize, acknowledge God for who He is. But it's for our higher good. That's just the bottom line. And it'll always be for your higher good as well, ours. So remember that smile we talked about yesterday? Do you remember that? Man, that makes me smile. For my higher good, for real. So y'all remember, don't deny your true feelings, your true authentic feelings about yourself, because it's God talking to you about you, and it's the truth. So just listen. I don't even know. Right now, y'all. Okay, well, that was our very first weekly review. It wasn't so bad. And I can't wait to do this again. I'm going to practice some more, and this time I'm not going to be so scared to hit the record button. It took everything. The butterflies did kind of leave a little bit, and I'm still so stoked and excited about being with y'all every Sunday to review our podcast. Karen Hope's 15 minutes of solid inspiration. And y'all remember, the links to each podcast's platform is down in the description box below. And just in case you missed a podcast or two, remember, go check it out. And if you haven't joined us for the podcast, go like and follow and listen every day. 15 minutes of solid inspiration. You could be washing your dishes, brushing your hair, washing your car, mopping your floor, taking a shower, riding to the corner store. There are a lot of things that take just 15 minutes, and we can inspire each other in that time. It's a little plug of time during the day that makes a very big difference. So we will be closing our very first episode of Karen Hope's 15 Minutes of Solid Inspiration Weekly Review going to get kind of redundant, right? With some positive talk. Now, we're going to do this every week. We're going to wrap up every video with some positive talk every week. Yeah. It may be some self-affirmations, or maybe a suggestion of a really fantastic song. I love music. Or a poem. I'm not sure what it will be until we get to that day, but however we end it, we know it will be on a note of some solid inspiration, like a 24 solid gold nugget, or something like that. Or like, some old folks say, the ones in my family say, I'm going to tell you something good. like right now. If we treat anything we are blessed with as an object, just an object, we tend to treat it badly, don't we? Yeah, but when we see that what we're blessed with, that it's part of ourselves. It's made of the same matter that we're made out of. You know what I'm saying? Like the same thing that a person or an animal or a plant or a rock. Did I say everything that's matter? Yeah, everything that's solid. I think I covered all of that. When we treat it like it's part of us, like what we are, we treat it better, and we treat it better forever. Why is this? Let's just keep saying it over and over again. It's because how we feel about ourselves is how we feel about others. It's how we feel about our life. It's how we feel about our blessing. How we feel about ourselves determines our vibe, which directly affects our manifestation power, and how we materialize positive outcomes. Because what we think is truly what we get, y'all, every single time. So please, like, share, subscribe, comment. Please comment and hit that notification bell. Change that color from red to gray for me, please. And don't miss. And that's because you won't miss not 1 minute of weekly inspiration. Solid inspiration. God bless you and yours. See you next Sunday on this channel.